did you even allow me to marry?
Yeah.
If you knew that you were going to take him, you know, not even 3 years. You understand? And we had such a...
How have you coped? That, you know, how was it at that beginning when the reality dawned on? Because for me, somebody's watching right now and they're going through grieving mood. What's that encouragement? I know you wrote a book and we're still going to talk about it, but let's quickly talk about what was the feeling.
See, what caused me to write that book was because...
What's the title of the book?
A Widow's Power.
Yes.
It was because what I was going through, when I then went for counseling, I realized that was exactly the trajectory of what I went through. So whoever, you know, started off the loss and bereavement counseling and trauma really did their research. One of the first things that was in my head was that denial. Nah, it can't be true. No, Abba. No, how can he die? It's not dead though. He can't die. We didn't plan it this way.
Yeah.
You know, so there's I was just in that denial mode. And the way my own happened, you know, he was here, I was in England.
Yes.
And everybody was just packaging me to come home. They said Daddy died. And all of that. You know, I wrote it all. I poured out my heart into that book, you know, so that died and everything. And
so you have to rush back.
Yes, you know. And the cooperation of everybody was like, you know, no, they didn't say that died. They said he was ill.
Yes.
So in my mind, I was thinking his dad had died. And they didn't want to tell me.
Yes.
You know, and all of that. But yes, the first thing was denial.
So you landed at the airport, they picked you?
Yeah, when I was asking after him, you know, where's he? Why is he not here? You know,
because he usually picks
normally he will come and pick me, you know. He said, no, he's at home, you know, this and that, he's doing something. It's okay, you know. I didn't even think deep about it. And then I saw them go, I said, no, why are we not going home? Why are we going to my husband's house? Let me go and see Daddy first. I said, no, you'll see Daddy now. Because my parents and my husband's house were like, we're living at you know, it's all of them.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay, you know, I will see him, and then I have to see Daddy tonight, cha. Yes. I have to see Daddy, you know. And I went to, and I saw so many cars. I'm thinking, you know, there's so many cars here. Is it, what's today? Is it Wednesday? Are we doing house fellowship? Is it, you know, all sorts of things. I put all of that in the book, you know, but that's it. I got in, and a lot of things that unfolded, and I was just thinking, you know, and they were singing this song, you know, and oh God, no matter what may come my way,
that was so nice.
My love is in your hand. I was thinking, what's going on? And then I thought, oh, maybe my father-in-law or my mother-in-law. And as I was saying that, I saw them, some bringing my mom-in-law. I call her my mom anyway.
Yes.
So bringing her out. And she was, I looked at her and I said, is it Daddy? You know, that's my father-in-law.
Yes.
I said, this is Daddy. And then I saw Daddy as well. I was like, okay, where's he? Anyway, it was, so, one thing I would say is that your personality will determine how you go through your grieving period. If you have strength of character, if you have personality, if you have, for me, my faith in God, you know, and all of those things, family support, all of, you know, everything coming together like that were things that helped me to navigate through I would say my first 4 years of widowhood, because those were really, for me, some people are shorter, you know, some people are longer, and a lot of things happen to other people. You know, I remember that I put that in my book as well. There was a time that something happened to me, and I said to myself, no wonder they say some people go, you know, cuckoo when things happen to them.
Yes.
Because I had to pull myself back and said to myself, no, he's dead.
Yes.
You know, something is playing up in my head. Because I started looking, I sat down in our sitting room and I was having a conversation with him. I heard him come up the front door, he would scrape his feet, you know, his shoes on the carpet at the front door. We have a place where we hang the keys and car keys and everything, and I could hear him, you know, doing all of that, hanging the keys, and I'll say, Ajayi, you're back, you know, I say, yes, you know, I was having, and then I just stopped myself short in my track and I said, no, he's dead. This thing that you are doing, this, you know, and I said to myself, Thomas, so some people are stuck in that they cannot get themselves out of it.
Yes.
They're just busy going through that motion of this person is still alive, and they build this imaginary truth around them that the person is still alive. And somebody will say, and they'll be having a conversation with that person, but the person is not there. You know, so it depends on the kind of, you know, support you have, the intervention, the help, you know, and then your own personality. I keep saying it, your personality plays a lot of role. Do you have a strength of character? Do you have faith? It doesn't matter, whatever it is. You know, my own faith is in God, the Christian faith. You know, I'm a follower of Christ. That kept me. There was a time that, you know, I was angry with God. Oh gosh, I was angry. So why did you even allow me to marry? If you knew that you were going to take him, you know, not even 3 years. You understand? And we had such a wonderful relationship. You know, after some years, I now began to appreciate God. You know, that actually you allowed us to have what I would call a near perfect relationship for the little time during our courtship, and then, you know, the time that we got married. But when he died, it was not like that. It was like, what? Why? Why would you make me a widow at my age? Why would you? I remember there was a lady, probably that woman would probably be in her maybe 50s at the time that she came. She was there, and she held me and she said to me, me too, I'm a widow. I looked at her. I said, Eti Dagba, I'm still young. It's okay, you can be a widow, you're old. I'm still young. You know, now that I am that age, when younger generations, you know, lose their husband, I know what to say and what not to say. I will not tell that person that, you know, I'm also a widow.
Yes.
Because our journeys are different, our stories are different, our experiences are different, the things that we have to deal with are different, you know, the lifestyle that we have, our environment, our support, our personality, our faith, so many things are different. So the only thing that we all have in common is that we are widows.
Yes.
However, our stories and journeys are different. I tell you something.
Yes.
There are some people that their husband will die. They'll be crying outside, but when they get into the corners of their room, they're saying, God, I didn't know that this was how you would deliver me. Because they have been in bondage.
Oh my God.
They have endured the marriage, not enjoyed it. And when that finally happens, they will cry in front of people, but their reason for crying is different. Their own reason for crying is, I didn't know you will answer me this way. That's their own reason for crying.
Oh my God.
And when they get into their room, they will rap for God and say, Oluweshi, because it's your meaning, this bondage that I've been enduring.
You just pray and say, God, how can you bring me out of this?
Because any other way that I would want to get out of it,
will be like a stigma.
Yes, they will say I told you. They will say I did it. They will say I did that. You know, and it's not just for the woman alone. We must also remember widowers as well.
Yes.
We have widowers too that sometimes they are just in a marriage where the woman wants to just, you know. So I'm only talking about widows because I'm a woman, and you know, it's my own story and my discussion. But I would also tell you, in my years of counseling, I have come across widows and widowers as well, and
that have not recovered.
That have not recovered. But I think because of the way society is, our culture is, men tend to move on faster than women.
I was going to say that because so mom, I have seen cases where they lose here, a man loses his wife, and then 2-3 years they get married, and then the woman takes her time forever. I mean, not doing them. I mean, it's 1 out of 10. You can say that 5 or 6 or 7 women will not get married. I mean, it's a miracle.
Have more women not quickly getting married.
Yes.
Not moving on.
Yes.
As fast as men do move on.
Yes.
There are some men that stay a while as well.
Yes.
But I'll say majority, of cases, men move on faster than women. And I would attribute that to the fact that men have more physical needs. You understand? Men, the physical needs sometimes would override, the emotional needs like women. Women are more emotional. So a woman, for instance, cannot think of going out with any other man because she's yet to detach herself from the man that she's been married to for so long, and for another man to just come and it will be. I remember 3 years into my own, or 4 years, somebody's chasing me. I'm like, it's not your fault. It's because Bunny died. I was just, I just couldn't see myself with any other man. Sometimes it's even almost like you're feeling like guilty. You're already moving on. How's it going to feel?
Yeah.
So women are more emotional. So we tend to hold on to our, the emotions, the emotional ties that we have, with the other person that has passed. And so we are not able to move on like that. We're also thinking about our children. Sometimes the children, maybe they're still young.
Yes.
Or sometimes all you just want is that you don't want to start, destabilizing the children.
Or bringing anybody and
bringing anybody else into that fold.
Yes.
Let me just continue with my, journey and try and concentrate on bringing up the children and all of that. Some women are like that, and that keeps them going, and then they get to the stage where they feel the children are matured, old enough, and then they make themselves available to get into another relationship.
Mom, I'm going to round off now. Yes. But one thing I know about your family, your daddy's family, is that they were there for you.
Still there.
They were, and they're still there for you. I know how you go. No matter what, any Ajayi family, you are there because you are still a member of that family.
Yes.
They went, especially thank you to Adenike. Thank you, ma'am. We can't start mentioning names now. But there are cases where people die, their husband dies, and the family, becomes an enemy to them, takes over everything.
Estranged.
How? I saw that a few days ago. What do you think happened, or what is the advice to that woman that is in that case right now that can help her?
I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
In my years of counseling, I've come across, situations where someone passes and the whole of the family of that person is just hounding the woman. They're just, So for me, I think it's still all about sometimes culture. Our traditions play a role.
Yes.
And sometimes the greed of the family, and sometimes the
yes, well.
What is the Yawo's attitude towards them too?
When she was
when the husband was still alive, the Iwa of the Yawo,
the behavior,
the personality, the kind of person that she was might also play a role in it. If she had been a nasty person towards her in-laws, it doesn't give them a right, but it does not allow them to then have that emotional, support that they should have given to her. And sometimes you just have some families that are just downright bad.
Yes,
they're just not nice.
In spite of anything you do.
In spite of anything you do, and they're just lying in wait, and waiting is as if they are the ones who just even
yes, let it happen.
The person to happen.
Yes,
so,
yes.
And they just, as soon as it happens, they just pounce on that person, and So what I would say is that if a man already knows the type of family they have, you understand,
yes.
They're not really, nice. We have them, let's not shy away from
Yes,
it. We
yes.
have families that are nice. We have families that are not nice.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do, that's the reality of life. And so if you come across, or like the Yoruba say, ento da more, ento masofulungwa. You understand? So
the person that is good is the person that is bad. Know that is bad.
A bad person.
He just looking for someone
waiting for that whoever is going to tell them that you're a bad person. So the husband might know, most likely would know that they're not from a very nice, accommodating, decent family.
Yes.
So they would have put some things in place.
Like writing a will?
Either writing a will or ensuring that they've done things in their wife's names, their children's names, in a way that it will be difficult for anybody to take it away from them. There's a story of someone, that I also know, that when the husband passed, the first thing that they said the woman should go and do is to go to them before announcing to anybody. Go to their house, take all the documents, any valuable documents, all of the car keys, because they're kind of comfortable and well.
Yes.
Everything. Lock up the house, get mobile or whatever, start looking at the house, and then go to your own family's house.
Why? Leave a matrimonial home and go and stay for it.
And just lock it up, because if the husband's family descends on her, so when they go and see her, she's in her home.
Yes.
Or at least in her own family side.
Yes.
The way they would act out will be a bit, Whereas if she was in the house, they would take the car keys, they would bully her, they would, go and ransack the house and just take anything that they want and all of that. So you can see that how bad it can be. And guess what? It was one person in her husband's family that came to tell her that. That look, this is what you should do. Otherwise, the way they are, sometimes you have an ally within your.
Yes, you always have somebody. Yes,
an ally and all of that. And sometimes it's just that the woman is bad. We don't run away from that. We shouldn't shy away from it. I am blessed. I am so blessed.
Yes.
I put hand to chest, make bold.
Yes.
Will shout it out that I have a wonderful. I'm not even my sister-in-law. You know what we call ourselves?
Yes.
My twinnie.
You're twinnie. Yes.
She's my twinnie.
You have the same name, same middle name.
The same middle name, yes. The same son.
Yes.
The only difference is that I'm a miss. I'm a missus. She's a miss.
Yes.
So. And we're both princesses.
Yes.
So she's my twinnie, and we've spoken already this morning. She's my twinnie.
I know.
We are just. My brother-in-law was in town just about a week ago, and all that. He still calls me Iyawo.
Oh, 28
30 years old going. I mean, I got married in 1995. 30 years. She still calls me Iyawo up till now, and I call him Babako. So that's how close we are. Mom. In fact, that one we can't. Calling her my mother-in-law, it seems so strange in my mouth, because I go, mom, that's my mom. If I call her now on this one, by the time we are ending, we go, love you. And that's how, they've made me feel. So for me, I am so blessed, really, really blessed. I pray that people will have, families in love.
Yes.
Because that's what I say. I have my parents in love.
Yes.
My sister in love.
Yes.
Because they are my families in love.
Yes.
They're not my in-laws at all. But some people, they have outlaws. They have outlaws. They don't have in-laws. They're not to talk of having in-laws. But it can be a very difficult journey.
Yeah.
Whether you have families in love or families, outlaws or family in-laws, it can be a very difficult journey when you're going through widowhood as a widow or a widower. It can be very difficult and daunting journey, which will take a lot of you being able to have a strong character, have your faith, have family support, have all the things that you need around that will encourage you to walk through that journey. It is not an easy journey. Some people don't come out of it. Some people become mentally unstable. Some people just don't get their lives together anymore. Some people are depressed. You know, it's a whole
Mom,
lot of
Mom,
things that can happen.
I know of a lady that lost her husband in the estate where we lived
Yes.
in Ketu. And I saw her walking one evening, and they were asking her, "Yeah, where are you going to?" She said she's going to meet her husband. I mean, she was just walking.
Yeah.
And I said, is it that she doesn't? The reality hasn't dawned on her.
Yeah.
See, the essence of this video is not to bring